Hey, Facebook Live family, friends. I'd love for you to post in the comments where you're tuning in from so I can see where all you are located at. And today I'm going to be talking about Procrastination Station. And if you can relate to procrastination, I would like for you to drop a 1 in the comment box. What do I mean by procrastination? I'm sure many of you know what the word procrastination means. Some of us may know the word better than others, but it is something that, if we're really honest, all of us deal with procrastination at some point in our day, at some point in our daily lives. We all experience procrastination. And so, hey, Matt, awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted everyone tuning in to comment where they're tuning in from, what state, town, if you'd like. And then I'd like for you to drop a 1 in the comment box if you can relate to procrastination, if that's something that you experience. And like I said, no shame if we all are really honest. I would say we all experience procrastination at different times in our day, different times in our week, different times in our lives, more than others. So just to get started, procrastination is, in my mind, really about something deeper. So I wanted to start off asking the question, what types of situations do we tend to procrastinate in? So do we procrastinate about things that are enjoyable to us? Or do we tend to procrastinate doing things that we don't enjoy? So please comment in the comment box, whether you tend to procrastinate on things that you enjoy or things that you don't enjoy so much. And I'm going to drop my own comment in the box here. I tend to procrastinate about things I don't enjoy. So the other thought I have about that is it could be something that I enjoy, but maybe I don't know that I will enjoy it because it's something that I'm less familiar with, or maybe I have more fear attached to that activity because I haven't done much with it, or maybe it feels like it's going to be a long process, a hard process, even though it may not turn out to be that way. So those are things that come to mind when I think about why I would procrastinate, or activities that I would not want to do and I may push off or procrastinate on. So I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding what activities, things you tend to procrastinate on. So another thought for discovering when we procrastinate, I like to think about language, and being a speech language therapist, this is something that I do think about often, is words and how our words are so powerful. So what words come to mind when you procrastinate? So let's say that you have something you need to do. For example, I'm going to pick laundry. On the weekend, I feel like there's often, chores and things around the house that need to be done. And so the weekends are a prime time for either getting into action and doing what we need to get done, or procrastinating. And so let's use the example of laundry. I have, a big pile of laundry waiting for me. I can choose to ignore it and do fun things over the weekend, or, I can address it and target it. So when I'm sitting here thinking about this laundry that I need to do, what are some things I might think about, or what words might I say to myself if I'm going to procrastinate? I may say, well, it could wait till tomorrow. I'll do the laundry someday. I'll get to it eventually. Can you guys think of any other words? So I have tomorrow, someday, eventually. What other words have you used, or have you heard people say when they're procrastinating doing something that they really need to tackle or really need to complete? Any ideas? I also think of the words should, could. Oh, sorry there, I lost a connection briefly, so my face froze up. So should, could, would, maybe. One thing that comes to mind when I got more involved with my health coaching and inviting more people to events, I notice a lot of times people will indicate that they're interested in an activity or an event, and that number far outreaches the number of people who actually attend, who indicate that they're going. And so, not judging, but just an observation, there are a whole lot more people that are willing to say they're interested in something versus actually being committed and saying, yes, I'm going to attend, I'm going to do this thing. So that's something I've just noticed a lot. The more you get into inviting other people to do things, the more I think you will notice as well that there are a lot more people who say they're interested, or they, you know, sometimes they may wait a week, they may wait a month, but ultimately they may not end up coming because they may have procrastinated. They might say they never put it on their calendar. Maybe they're not fully interested, but they think they might be interested, but it's not a strong enough yes, a strong enough commitment to doing something. So that is something that I come across quite often. Also, procrastination can take the form of not responding to someone. So, you know, the silent treatment, that to me is one of the worst things ever. And so I'm just going to put it out there that that's a big pet peeve of mine. I would rather someone give me a big fat no versus kind of stringing me along and, you know, not really being honest with me about their interest in something. So again, back to the, are you interested or are you committed? Are you a firm yes, or are you more a maybe or a no? And that's really important, I think, in life and relationships, that that you just be honest. And if you're holding off on doing something, then really thinking about why. Why are you holding off on it? Are you scared to do it? Are you really not all that interested in doing it? Are you trying to please the other person who invited you? Those sorts of things are really important to keep in mind. Hey, I see several other people joined the call or the live. Hey, Marge. Hey, Michelle. And so basically, I wanted to say that if you've heard people say procrastination station, I think it's kind of a fun way to imagine yourself when you get stuck and you're procrastinating on something. The thing is, with procrastinating, we can stay in that mode of procrastinating, but eventually the train comes. Eventually, usually the work that we're putting off has to be done, or eventually whatever it is that we're procrastinating on is going to come, and we're going to have to deal with it. And so the question really is, you know, do we wait? And how long do we wait? Do we worry about the thing until we can no longer worry about it anymore and we're confronted with it? So there's a whole timeline as far as procrastination goes, and how long do we sit on it? How long do we let something go until we address it? And I think that ties in really well with our health. And many of you know that I try more and more to educate people on the important timeline with our health. We don't want to wait until we're in a severe health crisis to do something about it. It's far easier, not that you can't do something about your health when you're farther along into a disease state. But I'm just a really big advocate for addressing things earlier, prevention, rather than waiting far down the road to address something. So I wanted to share that, thinking deeper about procrastination, why do we do it? You know, thinking about the why is so important. So I did mention I tend to feel like I might procrastinate on things that are harder to do. I don't enjoy them. And so if you can relate to that, put a 3 in the comment box. If you can relate to thinking in your head that you have things to do, but you either, one, you don't enjoy those activities, Or number two, you find them to be difficult or challenging, maybe time intensive, and therefore you're more likely to procrastinate and put them off. Drop a 3 in the comment box if you can relate to that. So what I really find interesting is if we look at the why behind procrastination, some of the top reasons why people procrastinate are that, number one, there can be a fear of failure or a fear of not doing that particular activity perfect or the way that we would like to do it. And so if you're a perfectionist or you really like to have things a certain way, really watch out for procrastination and looking at an all or nothing approach. Are you saying to yourself, either, usually it happens mentally, are you telling yourself, well, if I don't do this, then I can't be bad at it, or I can't fail at it because I'm not going to do it. So kind of it's an all or nothing approach. So if I don't do this activity, if I don't do the laundry, then I don't know, someone in my household they won't be able to complain about how I did it. So therefore, problem solved. No action, no consequence, basically. If you can relate to this, again, comment in the box. I love interaction on my videos. Have you ever shied away from doing something or not done it at all because you were afraid that someone was going to judge your performance on it? I think laundry may not be the best example. Perhaps it's something more work-related, especially if you have a work environment where you feel judged and you just know that if you turn something in, it's going to be critiqued. It's not maybe the best environment for you, and so it's not a comfortable situation, I guess you could say, when you're completing something. And so that's one reason why some people may procrastinate, is a fear of failure or not doing something to the best of their ability. The second reason is wanting to wait until the time is right. So maybe you're like, well, that laundry, it needs done, but now's not the right time. I only have about 30 minutes, before my next thing, and so I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to get it started. Or maybe I'm not going to do this project because I really don't have the money for it right now, and maybe it would be better just to wait until I do have the money. Just so important to think about, where does procrastination show up in your life? Does it show up in your work, your job? Does it show up in your relationships with other people? Does it show up in, oh goodness, I guess just like relationships, that ties in with relationships, but your free time, when you have time to yourself, do you procrastinate on doing things that you enjoy, like perhaps hobbies, things that you would really enjoy, you're putting off doing? And think about why are you procrastinating doing the things you really love and the things you really enjoy? I would say that what comes to mind here is procrastination can become such a habit, and habits can become deeply ingrained unless we consciously make a choice and an effort to get out of the bad habits that we're in. So if we start to procrastinate in, let's say, our job, do you feel like it's possible then that it will then start transferring into other areas of our life? So procrastination might start going into your social life, your relationships, your finances, all different areas of your life, not only one particular area of your life. And so habits are things that we really need to consciously take a look at and acknowledge in ourselves. And as a health coach, a health and wellness coach, I explain to people that my role, a big part of my role, is helping people to create new positive habits. And something that's really important here is to recognize that if we make changes too fast or too big, we tend to have resistance. Our minds, our bodies say, whoa, 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 what are you trying to do here? You're trying to just rock my world. And you can get really anxious and fearful of these changes. in your life. And so what I do with my health coach clients, my wellness clients, is to help them make simple changes, take small steps toward their health and their wellness, so that you overcome this resistance, because you're not taking such a huge leap or taking multiple leaps at one time. And the other huge part of having a coach like me is the accountability piece. So if I share with you that I'm going to, tackle my laundry every, Sunday evening, and I tell all of you on this call that that is my plan, then guess what? I'm more likely to follow through and do that, because I know that all of you are watching this video, and there's a certain peer pressure there, I would say, but it's a positive peer pressure that you all can help me be accountable by me speaking my intentions, speaking what I'm going to do to you. That holds me accountable for making the changes that I want to make and need to make in my life. So I would highly recommend that as part of coping with procrastination, that you find an accountability partner. And if you're interested in coaching, health coaching, and again, I say health coaching, but I also feel like a life coach a lot of times, because health impacts every aspect of our life, and there's many areas of our life that impact our health. And so by helping people change one aspect of their life, it often kind of transfers into other areas of their life, which is magical, just awesome. So just by changing one thing, it can have profound effects on the other areas of your life. So if you're looking for an accountability partner and are interested in learning more about the coaching that I do, please reach out to me. I love being that accountability partner for people and seeing the profound changes that they experience in their life with having support and having an accountability partner. But you could also look for other people in your life who may also serve as accountability partners. I often think about groups of people doing things together, like let's say a wellness goal, maybe at their workplace, and everybody is holding each other accountable for eating healthier lunches, checking in on their weight, periodically, and just, again, having a supportive group, a supportive environment for achieving the goals that you would like to achieve. I was also thinking what I'd love to see happening more in workplaces is workplaces that embrace health and wellness. So if you are in a workplace where you are expected to work nonstop from the time you get to work until the time you leave those doors, that to me is not a healthy workplace environment. If you're working nonstop, you're getting exhausted, you barely have time to eat lunch. Basically, I could see why procrastination would happen there, because our bodies are not meant to go nonstop 24/7, or, even if you have like an 8-9 hour workday, your bodies and your brains are not meant to go nonstop full force. We need time for breaks, we need time to refuel. And so I would just encourage anyone who is an administrator, someone who oversees a bunch of employees, that you acknowledge the need for self-care, the need for breaks, time, reasonable amounts of time for lunch, and really regrouping and re-energizing during the workday. So great, I see some more people joined this live. And so again, the topic today, procrastination, we all deal with it. I'd love for you to comment ways that you have experienced procrastination, like what kinds of activities do you tend to shy away from? Which activities tend to be more anxiety provoking, or you tend to put last on your list of to-dos? And basically, I know that activities that seem more tedious, boring, maybe there are things that aren't able to be fit into the workday, and so they end up needing to be done outside of the workday. Those are things that I find personally to be more challenging. We have so much energy, we have so much fuel for our day. And so it can be challenging later on in the day to be still trying to go at a pace that you would be able to do, let's say, perhaps earlier in the day. So what I would like you to think about, and I'll end you with this, is decide whether you are ready and committed to making a change in your habits, whatever those habits are. If it's procrastination, what areas of your life are you currently procrastinating in? So, you know, saying, okay, I always put off doing my laundry. Am I ready and committed to making a change and doing it routinely rather than just letting it pile up and up and up and up? And then by the time I get to it, it's a much bigger problem than it was when I could have just done one load of laundry. Now I'm up to doing Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to end here, and I don't like the procrastination that I'm getting with Facebook Live. I was having procrastination. It was procrastinating, allowing me to end this Facebook Live. So anyway, so I just want to leave you with, are you committed to making a change in your habits in your life? That is the first step. You have to decide that what you're procrastinating on is important and needs to happen. And I always think about just do it, you know, Nike. Sometimes you just have to counter all the feelings that you're having of, oh, I don't like doing this. Oh, I don't feel like doing it. And stepping into action, knowing that when you take that step into action, that it's going to change your life and will put you into forward positive momentum, rather than letting your feelings rule your life. And so I'm going to challenge you to take at least one area of your life where you've been procrastinating and commit to making a change and saying, I am committed. Yes, I'm deciding today to stop procrastinating and to start taking action and I'm going to move out of procrastination station so that I can achieve the goals in my life and take care of myself and just basically move toward the goals that you've been wanting to achieve in your life, rather than being, it's the right word, being in almost a state of paralysis and sitting safe and pretty in procrastination station. That is not where the magic happens. If you want to make profound changes in your life, you're going to have to take steps forward. If you need help, you need support, you need an accountability partner, and you are ready and committed to making changes in your life, ask for help, look around you, look for supportive people in your life. If you would like the help of a holistic health coach like myself, I'm here. I'm always putting myself out there to be able to help and support others in their wellness journeys. So I hope you have a great weekend, and let's start doing and let's try to get less in a stuck paralysis mode of procrastinating. And that is not where the magic happens. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'd love to hear from you about procrastination and how it impacts you. Feel free to personal message me about it, or reach out to me on my business page, Upgrade Your Life Health Coaching. I'd love to hear from you and how procrastination is showing up in your life. Take care. Bye.